Somehow, we are already a third of the way through 2025. How did that happen? But don't worry, the fun is just getting started at Walt Disney World. There are still plenty of exciting changes on the way, and if you've got a trip planned for this year, you are definitely going to want to hear all about them. So let's jump in. Hello everyone, welcome to Raja Wishes. I'm Molly, and today we have a ton to talk about. Disney World is constantly changing, and this year is certainly no exception. Let's start off with Animal Kingdom. This park is going through a major transition right now as the Dinoland USA area of the park transforms into the new Tropical Americas. Earlier this year, most of this land shut down for good. However, the Boneyard, Restaurantosaurus, Dino Bite Snacks, and the Ride Dinosaur are all still currently open. Disney has said that Dinosaur will remain open for the rest of this year. The last part of this land will go away starting sometime in 2026, but no official date has been given yet. So what exactly is going to replace Dinoland USA? The new Tropical Americas land is going to include two brand new feature attractions. One is going to be based off Encanto, and the other will be based off Indiana Jones. The ride system currently used in Dinosaur is actually the same ride system and the vehicles that are used for the Indiana Jones ride over in Disneyland. So it's not super surprising to see that they decided to reimagine this ride as Indiana Jones. I personally am not a big fan of the Ride Dinosaur, but I do really like this ride as the Indiana Jones version in Disneyland. So I personally am really excited for this change. Disney also did say that this Indiana Jones ride will have a different story than the one in California. So I think this is going to be really cool when it actually opens. Because it's just going to be an updated version of what we already have in Disneyland, which is still a really good ride. Back in March, It's Tough to Be a Bug had its final show in the Tree of Life Theater. And again, I wasn't personally a huge fan of this show, so I am also happy to see that this is being replaced. Opening up this winter to take its place is going to be a brand new show based off Zootopia that will be called Zootopia Better Zoogether. Now heading over to Epcot. This park has basically been under construction forever, but it is finally almost done. Last year, Test Track shut down for a revamp. Now this was a really popular ride in Epcot, but its current version kind of lacked a story. And personally, I thought it was so much better and more fun when it was its original version where it had you be a crash test dummy. It had a story. Its current version just really lacked a story for me. So the new Test Track is finally set to open sometime late this summer, which for Disney really could mean anytime up until basically Halloween. So hopefully it is sooner than later. I have seen vehicles being tested on the track recently while I was at Epcot, so that is a great sign that things are definitely moving along. Test Track isn't the only thing opening up in Epcot this summer. Geo 82 is going to be an adult-only lounge located inside Spaceship Earth, with views overlooking onto World Celebration Gardens. It is set to open up on June 4th, and reservations open up starting on May 6th. Advanced reservations will be required, and you also have to be 21 or over to enter. A firework viewing package will also be available that includes a tasting selection of savory light bites, sweet selections, champagne poured tableside, and event-exclusive cocktails. I cannot wait to see this lounge in person. I think it is going to be really pretty, and I'm also pretty sure it's going to have a pretty price tag to go along with it, especially for that firework package. Continuing on to Hollywood Studios, this park has really gone through a transformation, and there's just not much left in Hollywood Studios from back when this park was originally MGM Studios. And soon another iconic piece will be gone. Muppets Courtyard is going to be shut down in phases to make room for the new Monsters, Inc. land. So up first, Mama Melrose's is scheduled to close on May 11th. Following that, Muppet Vision 3D and Pizzeria will close on June 7th, and then the entire land will be blocked off starting June 8th. Muppet Vision 3D was the last project that Jim Henson personally worked on before passing away, so personally, I think this is super sad. I am a big fan of this show. I am going to miss it so much, and I think the land is super cute. I do understand that there was a lot of it that wasn't being used for much, but it's still sad. Once Disney announced the closure of this area, they also did announce that the Muppets aren't completely leaving Hollywood Studios. They're just moving to the other side of the park. So Rock and Roller Coaster is now going to be rethemed to the Muppets. The new Monsters Inc. land doesn't have a specific opening date yet, but construction is supposed to start this year. When this new land opens, there will be a new e-ticket roller coaster that will be the first suspended coaster in a Disney park. You will actually be able to ride with the doors through the factory just like in the movie. The ride vehicles alone for this ride look really cool, and this park could definitely use another ride. So while it's super sad to see Muppets Courtyard go, I do think that this will be a great addition to this park. Now, enough talking about closures in this park, let's switch to some happier news, which are new additions opening. There are 2 new shows opening in Hollywood Studios on May 27th. Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After will debut behind Rock and Roller Coaster in Sunset Showcase, right where the Lightning McQueen Racing's Academy was formerly located. This new show is going to feature Disney villains that get to finally share their version of why they were just misunderstood. The second show that is opening is going to be The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure. This is going to be over where Voyage of the Little Mermaid formerly was. This new show is supposed to feature some fantastic puppets, and I'm very excited to see the Max puppet. Not only is he super adorable looking, but one of my dogs is part Old English Sheepdog, so Max is one of my favorite characters. Hollywood Studios doesn't have a lot of rides, but it really does shine with its shows, so I think both of these shows are going to be a great addition to this park, and bonus, provide even more air-conditioned fun. And lastly, that brings us to Magic Kingdom. Hopefully you're still with me because this is the park that actually has the most going on. So let's talk about closures first. Big Thunder Mountain shut down at the beginning of this year for an extensive refurbishment, and it is not expected to reopen until sometime in 2026. It is getting a brand new track as well as some new embellishments. And I love this ride, so while it definitely sucks that it's down for an entire year, it desperately needed this renovation. It was getting to be a little rough of a ride, plus it was time for it to get its own glow up like the one in Disneyland received years ago. Over in Tomorrowland, Astro Orbiter is still missing from on top of the People Mover. It is also going through a renovation, but it had to actually be dismantled to do so. It is expected to reopen sometime this summer, but Disney has not given an official date yet. And honestly, Tomorrowland just looks so weird without that up there, so I am glad that it will be back sometime this summer. But just as one attraction comes back to Tomorrowland this summer, another will be leaving. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin will shut down in August of this year for its extensive renovation. It is getting new ride vehicles, which desperately needed is an understatement, and the laser guns will finally not be attached to the ride vehicle, just like Disneyland's version. The accuracy of the laser guns and the targets will be improved, and the sets are all going to be refreshed. This is a great ride, but you can really tell its age, so this renovation is very long overdue. I personally prefer the Disneyland version over Magic Kingdom's, specifically because of the laser guns. They are so difficult in Magic Kingdom, so I am expecting this new version to finally top Disneyland's. Now let's talk long-term projects for Magic Kingdom. Disney announced that the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer's Island would be closing to transform into a new Cars land. This new land will feature a new e-ticket attraction that takes guests through a rally race, as well as a second family-friendly attraction. Now, this was kind of a controversial announcement when it first came out because it's going to drastically alter the center of Magic Kingdom. While the Riverboat and Tom Sawyer's Island aren't exactly in-demand attractions, they are iconic attractions, and they provide a visual backdrop as well as an experience. So I'm interested to see how Disney moves forward with this. They have not released an official closing date for this area, but it is expected to be sometime later this year. Now that we've talked about all of the closures, let's move on to some more positive news, like what's coming to Magic Kingdom. The new Cars Land that is replacing the Rivers of America isn't the only new major expansion. A new Villains Land is going to be built behind Big Thunder Mountain. This new area will feature 2 new major attractions as well as shopping and dining. There is no official date for this to open, but I would expect it to still be at least a few years away. But Magic Kingdom also has some new additions opening this year. A new Pirates Lounge will be located in Adventureland, and that is set to open up sometime late 2025. Magic Kingdom is the only park that only sells alcohol at table service restaurants, so this lounge is going to be a first for Magic Kingdom. There is also a new nighttime parade, Disney Starlight, that is set to debut in Magic Kingdom sometime this summer. I love the Main Street Electrical Parade, and I also really enjoyed the Paint the Night Parade at Disneyland, so I am really looking forward to Magic Kingdom finally having a nighttime parade again. It is a very exciting time in Disney World right now. There are a ton of changes taking place and even more on the horizon. I hope you found this video helpful for planning your Disney World trip. Be sure to give it a thumbs up for me if you did, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Until next time, wishing you less stress and more magic.